here. And in this video, we are going to get into some really powerful downloads that I got from Spirit once again. It is a new moon in Aries. Shout out to the Aries in a building. It's a lot of assertive energy, a lot of power, a lot of vitality. Aries are always those people who are very outgoing. Aries get things done. Aries say how they feel. And I know that a lot of times when the moon is in Aries, there tends to be a lot of conflict. But sometimes conflict helps us grow. And that's not really just the only thing we're going to talk about in this video. We are going to get into, and I wrote some points down, we are going to get into things that we need to start investing in. There's a reason why this video title is called Crystals, Crypto, and Cosmic Consciousness, because these are the three main things that we're going to get into in this video, and I want you guys to stay tuned. But as you are coming up in a building, because we are live right now, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, show your love and support to the channel, as it does help with the algorithms. Share this with a friend on your platform, and also if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so that you can get tuned into these higher frequencies as we always go live. Ashe. So first things first, right? We're going to talk a little bit about the new moon, because this is kind of setting the tone for this video, and also for those who are in tune with the lunar energies, those who are in tune with the cosmic energies, astrology. We understand that we are connected to the stars, as above, so below, right? We get affected by the stars as the stars get affected by us. Let me just fix this camera a little bit. You guys can see me good, right? Let me back up some. Okay, now, first things first, I want to get into the new moon. Now, Aries new moon. Shout out to the Aries once again. Now, what I'm going to say is this is the time where you don't want to be stagnant. New moons are known to set new intentions. This is the intention that you want to set forward for the rest of the 28 days, the rest of the month. Now, let's say you probably didn't do really good last month. Maybe you had some goals that you wanted to achieve, and maybe you couldn't achieve because you got distracted, or I don't know, maybe you got sidetracked. It happens in life. But the new moon gives us a new chance to restart over, to set that intentions, to plant that seed. This is a really good time when you want to focus on health, when you want to focus on setting intentions as far as taking a leap of faith, starting a business. Remember, Aries give you that start, that fire to get things going. And also remember, we're in a new season now, spring, right? So Aries bringing the new season, the new year, new you, new ambitions, new goals, new projects. So this is really a powerful time that you want to tap into. You don't want to just sleep on this cosmic energy that's hitting the planet right now. There's a lot of cosmic downloads that's also happening. So I will definitely say, get that business started, start drafting that proposal. If you want to start getting out of your comfort zone, like go start networking in social settings. I know that we're currently in like this little like bubble. Everybody's got to stay at home and quarantining and stuff. But, you know, try to get out of that little cave that you're in. Whether it's just going outside, getting some fresh air. Places are starting to open up now. So you want to reconnect with family, reconnect with friends, shake off the winter blues, and really just become more sociable. Now, introverts, I get it. We probably don't like conversing like that, but at this current time that we're in, we really need to start building that community, building that family structure. You feel me? Shout out to the Divine Royalty members. I see some of y'all up in a building, right? Divine Royalty family holding it down. A lot of us that's in this particular conscious path feel as though it could be lonely. So what we need to do is connect with those who are like-minded. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So if we want to attract people who bring goodness into our lives, we also have to be that thing that we want to attract. Whether it's a romantic partner. Oh yeah, let me not forget to mention that if you are looking for love, if you are looking to spark that flame in your life, maybe you have everything. Maybe you have the money, the house, the car, but you know what? You want to share that goodness, share that luxury, share that lifestyle with someone else. So this is a really great time when you want to set that intention and attract that flame, your twin flame to you, your soulmate to you, your partner in life to you. Because they say we all come down here with our partner to help us and assist us in our cosmic growth through this human experience, so that we can elevate our spirits, our mind, bodies, and souls to elevate to the next level once we transition from this world. You feel me? So that's a little bit about the Aries New Moon, a really great app that I would suggest you guys download if you're interested in learning more about astrology and knowing when the moon signs are changing and things like that, I would say download the Moon app and also Time Passages. So Time Passages, I don't know if they have it for Android users. I know it's for iPhone, but they may have a version now for Android, if I'm not mistaken. I have an iPhone, so I can't speak for Android users, but check that out. Those are two really great apps, the Moon app and Time Passages, right? And as you guys already know, whenever we go live, classes in session, we're giving you guys downloads, information, and resources. So you want to make sure that you write these things down. Thank you, everybody who is donating. I appreciate you. I may not be able to shout everybody out because as I'm channeling and flowing, I can't keep stopping. But I just want everybody to know. And moderators, thank you so much for holding it down. Just let everybody know we appreciate them. Hit that thumbs up and also subscribe. And also, guys, I have put some links because I know you guys asked me, where can you get books? Where can you find these resources at? I put the links in the description for you guys for your convenience. Okay, so I put it in there. Check it out. And we're going to just dive into it. So that's pretty much the gist of the Aries New Moon, because that's not what this whole entire video is about. We have a lot of things to jump into. We're going to talk about the power of crystals. We're going to talk about cryptocurrency, right? That's a really big thing right now. And I know a lot of people feel iffy about that, but I'm going to give you guys some insight and my personal experiences with it, because I was also sketchy about it as well. And we're going to get into cosmic consciousness and what it is, how to tap into it, and how to raise your vibration to tune into these higher frequencies. Now, first things first, we're going to jump along into it, right? I keep saying first things first, but let's just do it. Let's jump into it because there's so much to cover. So the only thing to do is to start right here. Now, one of the downloads that I got when I was, and guys, make sure you're screen recording this. Make sure you save this video because sometimes some of my videos get taken down because of the information that I give. So please, to help yourself and to help others, make sure that you save this and share this or store this somewhere in your hard drive or someplace, so that way if it does get taken down, you have it. You feel me? Now, anyhow, financial collapse. One of the things that I got a download during my spiritual hiatus was I had a dream, and it wasn't just one dream, but it was several dreams. My grandmother came to me, and my grandmother is like one of my spirit guides. Like, she always tells me things, and everything she tells me comes to light. She was like, yo, Tavia, take your money out of the bank right now. Like, stop putting all your money in the bank. My grandmother used to always tell me that, like, never put all of your money in the bank. She was like, yo, something's about to happen where you're not going to be able to have access to your finances in the bank. So we need for you to take some of that out. And I'm not saying take all of your money out, because you want to have some in there. So the first thing I said was, okay, well, if I take all of my money out, my question was, well, what am I supposed to do with it? Where am I supposed to put it at? And I'm going to be honest, like, at this particular time, a lot of people are not educated about financial literacy. They don't teach us about money in school. It's a reason for that, right? They just teach us how to get a good job, how to be smart enough to pass the interview, and that's it. But what we need to understand is how to grow our wealth, how to understand how to build generational wealth, not just for you, but you got to think ahead. Like, okay, how are my children going to eat? How are my grandchildren going to eat? How are my great grands going to eat? And how am I going to make sure that they don't have to be without, and they don't have to struggle and work for somebody else? I want to keep this within the family business, within the family bloodline, within my family tree. So that's how we got to start thinking ahead. We got to start thinking about generational income, generational wealth, building this financial legacy. You feel me? So one of the things my grandmother said was there's going to be a huge financial collapse. Now, I know you guys, well, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there were a few banks in Europe that actually, they stopped people from withdrawing funds. So this is happening already. So after that dream, I looked it up online. I'm like, okay, let me make sure I'm not bugging. So I looked it up online, and I found out that there's actually some banks. I don't remember the name of the banks right now, but if you guys look it up and type in banks that closed down in Europe, there's going to be articles about it. But you got to be careful, because Google sometimes take down things, because Google does censor. So I would say go on DuckDuckGo, right? Duck, like D-U-C-K, quack, quack, right? DuckDuckGo.com. And it's a search engine where you can look things up, and it's not as censored. So go on DuckDuckGo.com when you want to research things and get information on things without it being desensitized. And you're going to find that these articles will pop up that they're trying to remove and delete, talking about these banks that's not allowing people to access their money. People's accounts was frozen. Imagine having to feed your children. Imagine having to pay a bill. Imagine having to do something financially urgent, and you can't access your hard-earned money that you worked for because the bank is telling you, sorry, we're going through some type of financial hardship and you're not allowed to touch this money until we're able to open up again. And technically, they can't do that because when you sign up for a bank, you don't read. Come on, let's be real. Nobody reads all of the fine print because it be pages and pages and pages of fine print. And then all the people do is normally just sign and say agree to terms of agreement, right? Terms of agreement, agree. You sign, and that's it. Sign and dated. And then you don't realize that you signed this agreement that basically said once you put your money in the bank, that money is not technically yours. The bank owns it, right? That you're basically giving the bank money to hold it for you. But if the bank ever goes into some type of a crisis or collapse, they can hold on to your money until they're able to bail out themselves. Okay? Somebody says, isn't it supposed to be FDIC? Okay, so that's the funny thing with it. There's a lot of loopholes with legality, legal words. I don't know if there's any lawyers in here, but there's a reason why people go to school for a long time to understand legal language, legal linguistics, because the thing about contracts, and contracts is a ritual and spell within itself. There's people out here who know how to manipulate contracts where you think that you know what you're signing and you don't. One little word can change a whole entire freaking sentence. Okay, so that's why it's very important. And I'm also going to give you guys some information, like I said. Moving forward, I don't want to get too much into that. I'm going to answer some questions. Hopefully, we have enough time. But the thing that I realize is that we can't put all of our money in one place, right? They always say never put all your eggs in one basket. So what I will say is you can have some money in a bank because you may have to use it for your debit card, credit card, thing like that. I get it. Now, what I will say is that one of the downloads that I received when I said, well, what am I supposed to do with my money? Spirit was like, crypto. And I'm like, crypto? I'm like, isn't that a scam? You know what I'm saying? Like, I always felt like crypto was always too good to be true. Like, I've seen people doing it. And then one day, it's crazy synchronicity. I went over, my family was having some type of like a Christmas get together. I went over and one of my cousins was talking about crypto. What is the synchronicity? Talking about, oh yeah, I put money into crypto. He's been doing it since like when it first started, and his money is crazy. Like, it's up there. So I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay, let me try this out. Cause I'm the type of person that don't really like to jump into things until I do my research. So I went, he gave me this app, and I'm going to give it to you guys. And I feel like after doing thorough research, because y'all know I am skeptical as fuck, I'm like, I'm not putting my money and investing in something I know nothing about. Now, I looked into cryptocurrency, and for people that don't know what that is, cryptocurrency is basically like the future of financing. Basically, we got to realize that as time changes, so does the currency, so does ideas, so does technology, so does medicine, and so does finances, right? There was a point in time when we used to trade cowrie shells and what else, like cocoa shells and all types of stuff for currency. Like, we used to do the bartering system, then we used to change seashells, and now it changed from gold, and then it went to paper fiat currency, and it's like now we're going to go into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency because the world is shifting more into a digital world. Now, I know some people may feel some type of way about that because I always say, you know, they're trying to digitalize everything, but we have to understand that not every resource that's given to us is detrimental. Sometimes we have to learn how to utilize it for our benefit, and that's what I'm going to teach you about right now. So I got on the crypto, download this app, and I put the link in my description, Coinbase, and I downloaded it, and I'm like, okay, it basically, this app educates you and it tells you everything you need to know about cryptocurrency, the different forms of cryptocurrency. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's tons of different cryptos, but I would definitely say invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum, because that is on the rise right now. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I was skeptical about it. My cousin sent me the invite. I'm like, all right, once you get the invite, and I put the link in my description, you get $10 free to invest. I'm like, all right, let me start off slow. I put in $10. I started noticing like, yo, quickly my money was growing. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, okay, I trust this. Let me add some more money. So I put in $100. I went from 100. I started seeing my money grow. 500. I'm like, okay. I checked again. It was like 1,000. I'm like, okay. I've never seen my money grow this fast. So it went from 1,000. Then it went from 5,000. Then it went to 10,000. And then it kept going up. And right now, guys, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like damn near, I'm at like 40,000 right now. And you got to realize that there is a climb. More people are investing in this. Tesla invested in this. Why do you think all these billionaires, millionaires are investing in cryptocurrency? Because they're trying to rack it all up. Just like the gold rush when everybody was trying to get all of that gold and hold it for themselves, right? Because once there becomes a scarcity of something, it becomes more valuable. Precious metals as well. Yes, Natalie, but there's also something about that. Probably going to have to talk about that a little bit later, but we are going to talk about investing in crystals, because crystals is going to be a very powerful investment that you want to put in. And this is the video we're talking about. These are things you want to invest in for yourself and for your future. Now, I will say, guys, there is going to be a financial collapse. I just visually saw it, and a lot of the times when I tell you guys I have visions, I do videos about it, literally months after, it always comes to pass. If you guys don't believe me, check out, I think I did a video like in November or something like that, where I was literally breaking down the dates, what I said, things would happen, and yo, everything came into pass. All of this stuff that's happening right now, we've been warning you guys about that in the Thunderbird video. Like, yo, supply on your stuff, re-up on your stuff, get this, get that, because this is about to happen. And lo and behold. So I take my dreams seriously, and a lot of you guys probably get also the same cosmic downloads and dreams. So I want you guys to just tune into these messages that you're also getting, because I noticed that a lot of us have the same visions, the same dreams, and it's not by coincidence. It all is synchronicity. So don't ignore your dreams at all. Now, I would say check out that link in the description. Check out cryptocurrency. Research it first before you invest, because I always tell people research, and then invest, because this is going to be a big booming time. Now, I'm not going to say crypto is going to be the final result, because it's going to be other things to invest in. You don't want to keep your money in the bank, because your money is not going to grow in the bank. If you want your money to grow, you need to invest in it. Now, I know y'all probably thinking about stocks and stuff like that, but I don't really want to get into stocks too much, because that's a whole nother conversation. Let's just stick to crypto. So crypto is going to be the new future. Crypto is going to be the new financial currency. Once these banks shut down, you're going to wish that you did invest in this. So check that out, the link in the description, right? Banks are going to shut down, guys, and you don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to see people out here struggling in this Great Depression. People, it's just like a crazy time that we're in. Okay, so somebody said something. There's going to be new cryptos coming out, but I would say invest in what's working right now, and you can always transfer your crypto to another type of currency. That's the great thing about it. You don't have to just stick with one. You can always transfer over. You can always pull your money out. It's not like a long-term thing. Like, you can put your money in, you can take it right back out if you want to. So don't feel scared. I know they always say scared money don't make no money, and that's true, but you got to also make educated investments, an educated risk, right? A strategic risk. And this is strategic. Keeping your money in a bank is only making the value depreciate instead of grow, because we got to think about, the cost of living going up. If you just keep your money in a shoebox, under your bed, it's not growing. It's always good to keep cash on you. And guys, you got to also remember too, this is another thing. I will say, remember how you got to be careful of people out here that's saying like, yo, crypto is a scam, don't do it. Crypto is bad, don't do it. Remember how years ago they was telling everybody like, yo, cash in your gold, you don't need that. It's going to be some type of financial crisis, so you want to hold on to cash. US dollar is going to be like the main thing you want to keep. And everybody was giving in their gold. And then we had that depression. I think it was back in like 2008. And then like the world was going through some type of like recession or whatever they call it. Like the world was going through some type of a crisis, financial crisis, and everybody who had invested all of their gold and precious metals to, you know, get cash was like suffering. So why do you think that they wanted you to, who was it that wanted you to give all of your gold away so that way you can just be left with cash while they running away laughing with your gold? So it's a kind of the same thing that's happening right now where they're saying, oh, don't invest in that crypto. You want to just invest in this, you know, keep your cash. Don't invest in crypto. It's a scam. Meanwhile, the same people telling you not to invest in is the ones that's investing in it. They don't want your hand in the honey pot. So you got to do your research. You got to cross-reference. Oh, great question, Floria. How long did it take me? Not long at all. Remember, I said I put what, $10? They gave me $10 to get started, and it was December, towards the very end of December. So like January 1st, like December 30th or something like that, I invested. And so after that, like around January, I was up to like 1,000. February, I was up to like 10,000. And then around like between February and March, it was up to like 25, 30,000. Right now, I'm at like 30. Yeah, I'm at like almost 40,000, 40K. 40K. And think about it. If you put your money in a bank, your money would not grow that fast. So this is what you call money. Your money is working for you. There's a really good book that I would recommend called Cash Flow, talking about the 4 quadrants by Robert Kiyosaki. It's a book that's in my book list on my Amazon link. And guys, check out my website. It's iamconjurequeen.com. It has all of the other links that I talk about, book list, elixir, stuff like that. So yeah, Robert Kiyosaki is a really great financial advisor, and he pretty much changed my whole mindset when it comes to money, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to just growth. Okay. Yes, you can access your money immediately. That's a great question. These are great questions. Yes, you can access your money immediately. So let's say, for instance, I want to go. That's why I said, yo, the app that I put in my link, the Coinbase app, that's the best one because they educate you, and also it's the most secure one. You can also set up a passcode and a password so that way you can make sure that nobody can hack into your system. My cousin told me all of this because I had all of these questions too. I'm like, listen, how do I know that this is not a scam? How I know somebody not going to hack into my password and take all my money? And my cousin was like, look, I got you. All you got to do is this, 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 and that. So the website, it educates you and teaches you how to set up double passwords, how to set up codes, crypto codes. You can even take your own crypto and have it on a hard drive. Like I'm telling you, they have all of these security measures. So if you're very skeptical like me, okay, and like to take extra precautions, then yes, crypto is the way to go. Just educate yourself. Check out the link, like I said in my description. Get the $10. Start with $10 first, and then if you really want to start seeing it grow, I would say really start with 100. Start with 100, at least 100. Once you put 100 in, you really start to see it grow. Because the more you invest, the more you get. Like I said, that's how my mind grew. And y'all know I'm not giving y'all no bullshit, because y'all know all of the shit that I be giving y'all, it be working and it benefits your life. That's all I'm here for, is to help you, to help yourself to be the best version of yourself. That's it. You feel me? So, Ethereum and Bitcoin. So look up those two. Ethereum is really doing very well. Bitcoin is also doing very well since Tesla invested in it. Also, we're going to get a little bit into crystals. So let's talk about crystals for a second, right? Because we're already 23 minutes in. Crystals, what are crystals? Some people may say, oh, crystals are stones. Crystals come from the earth. Crystals have, metaphysical powers. Yes, they do. However, we don't realize that crystals are also something that you want to invest in. Crystals have power to help your spiritual technology. We always talk about spiritual technology, like in our last video. Like that, why y'all always see me wearing my crystals, right? I'm always wearing my crystals because they keep me vital. They help to access dormant powers within your DNA activation. But not only that, did you guys know, and this was a download that I also received, that crystals hold information. Our ancestors used to program crystal information in the crystals to pass down to their future generation. So let's say that you have an elder in the family that is a shaman, and that elder had all of the family secrets, all of the family recipes, all of the family rituals, all of the family genealogy, and this elder wanted to pass it on to you. Now you're the next in heir to, I don't know, like carry on the family legacy, the next in heir to hold all of these family secrets. So instead of writing it down in a book, remember they used to always say that our elders spoke verbally and all of the information was passed orally. Truth of the matter is, they stored the information in the crystals. So crystals is like memory cards. Crystals are like the USB ports, flash drives. Some of y'all may not be, some of y'all may be old enough to know, but I'm talking about those flash drives. Like crystals are your hard drive. Crystals store information. So a lot of the times what the shamans and healers would do was they would program these crystals and they would pass it on, these legendary crystals. Perfect example, look, I'm rocking a Sailor Moon shirt right now, you feel me? And for those who ever watched Sailor Moon, which is a really great anime, one of my first animes I ever watched, I learned that crystals are super powerful. When you watch it, the main character, which is Serena, if you watch the American version, or Usagi, she basically goes through life and she gets this magical crystal that allows her to tap into her true self. When she has this legendary moon crystal, it allows her to unlock her subconscious mind, and she remembers who she was from a past life. She remembers that she is an heir of the moon goddess, and she taps into this goddess power that allows her to become more powerful. It allows her to activate her third eye. Why do you think she keeps that little tiara and that crystal by her third eye here? These anime are super powerful metaphysical teachers. I be telling you guys, they have a lot of gems in them. They always talk about how, you know, they have these secret crystals and these crystals have magical powers. Like there was a movie called The Dark Crystal, right? Why are they always talking about these crystals having these powers? And you have like good versus evil trying to go after this mythical legendary crystal in order to gain power of the world, or in order to save the world. These crystals have stored information. It had her bloodline information. It had her, we have the power already within us. I don't want you thinking that we need crystals in order to be powerful. We need crystals in order to tap into telepathy. We need crystals in order to tap into these psychic powers, in order to channel with our cosmic ancestors. No, you don't need it. But it was put here to help you remember. So some of us go way back and have ancestry back to Lemuria, back to Atlantis. And there's Lemurian quartz, there's crystals and stones, especially around like, okay, I'm going to talk about this too. New York City, PA, North Carolina, there's a lot of quartz crystals there. Why do you think that a lot of like advanced technology use the power of quartz, like your watch? If any of you have a watch right now, 9 times out of 10 it has quartz in it. Okay, like a lot of technology use crystals. They even said that when they found these UFO spaceships, that they tried to, what they call it, reverse engineer it, and they found out that these spaceships, these advanced alien technology was run by crystals, stones. So it's like, how are they able to utilize this and reverse gravity with these crystals? Because they knew how to tap into this technology. If you really want to understand how to unlock the spiritual gateways, how to tap into your subconscious mind, how to activate your spiritual technology, this biological computer, because we have crystals already within us. Right? If these help to activate, to help us remember, these are memory cards, memory chips to help us remember who we really are. Once you remember who you are, you're able to tap into who you're meant to be. You're able to tap into your telepathic powers. That's why, if you ever notice, people who work with crystals, let's say like you sell crystals for a living, or maybe you make copper crystal jewelry. I noticed that a lot of my friends who started working with copper crystal jewelry, their consciousness naturally started to elevate because they were working and touching and being hands-on with these powerful elements, with these powerful gems here. Okay? Yes, some crystals do call us to them. Yes, that's a fact. That's why sometimes you just feel naturally drawn to certain crystals. That's because that crystal may have something to tell you. That crystal may have something to teach you. They say that there's different kingdoms. There's the plant kingdom, there's the mineral kingdom, there's the animal kingdom, there's different kingdoms. And once you tap into the mineral kingdom, dealing with the minerals, dealing with salts, dealing with crystals and quartz and stuff like that, they have their own intelligence on their own. These are alive. Don't get it twisted and think that, oh, it's just a rock. No, it's not just a rock. It's just a rock if that's all you see. But you have to expand your consciousness and understand that once you can activate the power within the stone, then you tap into a whole different level of like cosmic energy. I'm telling you right now. Okay, DNA activation. Crystals help. This is why I want you guys to invest in crystals, invest in these courses. These are going to be very valuable. Besides crypto, you guys want to also invest in crystals. Don't throw your crystals away. Save them, baby. Store up on them, especially quartz. Okay, because the technology that's going to be coming out is going to require lots of it, and y'all going to wish that y'all had some of it. That's why quartz can be charged to do anything. Okay, it can be used as a memory card. If you guys want to store your own memory, let's say you have like a you have like a grimoire or a journal where you keep all your recipes, spells, rituals, or whatever it is that you have, like family secrets. You could store that in a journal, but let's say, for instance, something happens to you, pass away. Now somebody has access to all of these secrets that you have. This is what happened with our ancestors. They knew and thought ahead. They said, look, we don't want this information to get into the wrong hands. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass on the knowledge to our descendants so that way they know that they won't forget that this information is in the crystals. So the enemies will come and they'll look for books, they'll look for that stuff, but they won't find it. Why do you think that a lot of the times when enemies would come to a village or to a new civilization, they would pillage it and they would pretty much like dig up the ruins? Why y'all think they still digging in Egypt? Why y'all think they always digging in New York City? We got to realize that there was some powerful ass ancestors and powerful ass beings that lived here that stored the crystals under the ground, and these people know that. That's why they always digging up our ancestral stuff, digging up. They basically say, oh, we're excavating, we're doing history, we're trying to research, for scientific purposes. But that's bullshit. They digging up our ancestral information. They're trying to tap into this energy and they don't know how, because there's passwords and you have to have a certain bloodline to tap into some of this information. That's why some people could just touch a crystal and they automatically start getting downloads, while other people be like, yo, I don't feel nothing. Why am I not feeling anything? Because maybe that crystal is not resonating with your DNA. That's not for you. Okay? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, let me take a quick little water break. And for those of y'all who understand that it's resonating right now, I would definitely say it's really powerful that you keep crystals around you, keep crystals on you. Y'all always see me rocking my crystals, you feel me? That if you don't like to rock them outwards, girl, ladies, you could put some crystals in your bra. You feel me? Keep it close to the heart chakra. What else? The DNA activation. What are we talking about? Unleashing dormant powers. Man, wait, hold on. I had a point. I was going to talk about. Yikes. It's going to come back to me. DNA activation. So pretty much when we tap into these crystals, when we say, what was I going to say? Dang, I hate when I get stuck like that. Okay, let me get some more of this frankincense. I got some frankincense oil right here. Help raise up my energy. And for you guys that already know, frankincense helps to raise your vibration, elevate your consciousness. Okay. Now, all right, let me stick on point. I did write down some points, but the other point will come up to me. So, one of the things too that you guys want to tap into and understand is that there's a reason why certain places have more power. Do you guys ever realize that like in certain cities, there tends to be more like a higher wave of consciousness, like compared to like, let's say, I don't know, I don't even want to use this example, but all right, people are known like in New York City, like New York City has a lot of quartz, a lot of energy in there. And also, too, they say that those that's like on the northeast, the eastern side of America, kind of is like part of the old Atlantis when Atlantis kind of broke off and sank. So a lot of people or ancestry that come from like that tribe, like the Carolinas, like New York, and that whole like northeast side is connected to Atlantis. And that's why a lot of people in that particular area tend to have a lot of higher consciousness. And they say that a lot of the conscious wave starts in New York and it kind of like swifts on to the west. And also Cali as well. Cali as well has some really powerful cosmic energy there. So these are like kind of like hot spots, hot points, certain ley lines that have certain cosmic energies that cause people to have an awakening. That's why sometimes you may go to a different state or a different place and you'll realize that you feel more motivated. That's why another reason I moved back to New York was because Spirit was like, look, you need this energy that's emanating from New York right now. Yes, it's a lot of chaotic energy, but remember, chaos energy is very potent, it's very powerful. And some people may not learn how to work with that energy, but chaos is just another element, just like order, right? You just have to learn how to work with it and how it works with you, that shifting energy. I'm really upset that I lost the point that I wanted to make because I had a point while I was in the middle of talking, but I think it's going to probably pop back up. Working with crystals, elevating your consciousness. Okay. So this is another thing that I'm going to say. There's a reason why our ancestors also put like crystal grids around like their homes. For instance, like they would bury crystals around the village to protect them. When you do meditations, you can create a grid to raise your vibration to tap into higher consciousness, right? These crystals were given to us by our ancestors because they knew. This is the point. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, I received it. This is what I was going to say. Our ancestors put this information in these crystals because they knew that along the line, a lot of us would forget who we are. We would forget our message. We would forget our purpose. So they said, okay, we're going to create some big cosmic conscious wave around this time in the 2000s. And those who came from the past will reincarnate into this particular time and they'll remember what they'll have to do because somehow we'll reintroduce them to these crystals. Then you guys start learning how more people started getting into crystals, and now we see crystal shops and crystal jewelry. It wasn't really that popular like that 20-30 years ago, but now it's like more people are open to crystals and talking about crystals and learning about crystals. Do you think this is by coincidence? There's no coincidences in the universe. So it was meant for this to happen. If you started getting drawn to crystals and not really sure why, it's 9 times out of 10 that crystal is calling onto you, right? What you are seeking is also in turn seeking you. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. Crystals are teachers, baby. Don't get it twisted. A lot of the times when I was on this hiatus, I was sitting down meditating with trees. I was sitting down meditating with crystals. I was sitting in the mountains meditating, okay, with these elements. So that's the thing. Our ancestors were so connected to nature. They were so connected and in tune with these natural spirits because they understand that a stone has a spirit in it. Sit down and meditate with it. Hold the crystal in your hand. Sit down, be quiet, and just listen and receive. Be in a mindset of receiving. A lot of the times we're always projecting and we're always talking and we're not listening and we're not in this space to receive because we're always working, we're always studying, we're always going, we're always scrolling on social media. Our mind is so full of information. Remember what I said, we are biological computers, and what happens when a computer downloads too much data? It begins slowing down, right? It begins to be stagnant. It begins breaking down. It can't hold as much information anymore because there's no more space. When we get cosmic downloads, it's just like every now and then when our phone gets a new update, right? Sometimes we have to unplug from the matrix, get our rest, hydrate with water, the conduit of spiritual energy. and get these cosmic downloads. That's why a lot of times when you get these phone downloads, you know how you gotta plug your phone into charge and leave it alone for like a couple of minutes or an hour or overnight when you go to sleep. Same thing with our body. This is a super powerful computer that we have, that our consciousness is working inside of for us to be able to work within this third dimensional reality, 3D. Okay? In order to perceive and understand the five senses. So you got to understand that you're not just a flesh suit, but you are currently, this is a temple, baby. You want to take care of this. This is why we wear crystals. DNA activation, your information. Why you think they out here trying to take your blood? Why you think, yo, let's talk about this for a second. I'm going to use code words, but y'all should know what I'm talking about. Why y'all think they pushing this jab? Why do you think that this particular jab or this shot is different from most jabs and shots they've been giving us since we were children, right? This is changing your DNA, the mRNA, because they know that our DNA is activating. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to hack into your computer. Remember what I said. Your physical body is a biological computer. And who is the creator of this particular shot? Somebody who owns computers, right? Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to hack into your DNA, your DNA code, your ancestral code. Break it down, shift it and change it to alter who you are and alter your offsprings, because they know that you are the gateway and the portal that will allow these babies to come through. And even if you decide that you don't want to bring forth children out of your womb or from your own seed, or you decide, you know what, I don't want to create any biological babies. If you even adopt and even take on children and pass on this information to them verbally by teaching them, by nurturing them, by just being in people's presence, you can change somebody's consciousness. You have to understand that just like you can take a crystal and meditate with this crystal, and this crystal entering your life will change your life, you are also a walking crystal. And when you walk into a room, you shift the energy. When you come into somebody's life, you are shifting their world. You got to understand that everybody you encounter is their own entire universe within itself. You are a universe. So when if you welcome somebody into your life, that person is changing you as well as you are changing them. That's why it's very important that you be conscious and mindful of those you allow in your circle. They say it's better to keep your circle tight. That way you know who's in it. You know who's contributing. You know what energy they bring in. And if you got people in your circle that's always taking and never giving, then you need to reanalyze and reevaluate why these people are in your life and why you're allowing them. People cannot come into your life unless you welcome them in there. I'll repeat that. People cannot come into your life unless you invited them in there, because you always have the power to say, no, I do not invite this person into my universe. I do not allow this person to come into my world. I rebuke them. I reject them. I ask all of my ancestors, spirit guides, and my higher self to reject this person from entering into my world, because there's some people who will try to force their way into your subconscious. They will try to force their way into your auric field. These are known as vampires. These are known as spiritual vampires, people that just bombard you with their problems, people that just call you out of the blue with all of this drama, people that just hit you up only to spew their negativity on you, people that just call you to complain, and you be like, yo, why is this person just dropping all, they didn't even ask, hey, do you have a moment to talk? No, they just want to drop all of that spiritual vomit, toxic vomit on you. Spiritual vampires. And you know what? A lot of the times, some people don't even realize that they're doing this. Some people don't even realize that they're doing this. So a lot of the times you have to stand up for yourself, and you have to analyze and realize what the situation is, and you have to say, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. Excuse me. Right now in this space, I am not able to receive all of this. I'm going through something right now. You know what? Let me get back to you. Let me hit you back. Point blank, period. And sometimes what they say, no, is a full sentence, right? Sometimes just say no. A person might get upset, like, what do you mean no? People don't like to hear no. Especially if you're a yes, yes, yes person, you got to learn how to say no. And shout out to everybody who's hitting that thumbs up button. There's like 600 something people up in the building. I appreciate you. Thank you, moderators, for moderating. You feel me? So that's another point that I wanted to make. Understanding that they're trying to alter your DNA because they realize that you are a cosmic powerful computer and a conduit to receive information, and that we come here to shift things on this plane or planet. You feel me? So yes, and shout out to the new members. I see people signing up, and thank you everybody who's donating. I appreciate you. Ashe. Okay. Once again, moderators, just let people know as they coming in that the links are in the description. And if anybody's coming in watching this after the live or like coming in late, this video is going to be posted so you can watch it again. But yeah, I'm looking at some of the chats and I'm answering questions as I'm going. But where are we now? So, all right, we talked about the financial collapse and investing in crypto, right? Investments. We also talked about crystals, how crystals store information, how crystals can be used to activate your DNA, how crystals can be used to also store your own personal information in it. So you can always tap back into that information. Let's say you can use it as a library. An entire library can be stored in one crystal. Okay, that's how deep it is. So make sure that you guys are recharging and cleansing your crystals. I also have some crystals. If you guys want to get started on like a crystal kit, if you don't know what crystal to get started with, I would say get started with quartz, selenite. And it also depends on your intentions. But quartz is a really good crystal to get started on. I would say I put a link in the description for some crystals, guys, if you want to. If you guys want to know where I get my crystal jewelry, there's this really great vendors in Brooklyn. If you guys are in New York, I would say check out Comedic Decor. Yo, they make great crystals. They also customize things. They are a lovely couple. They're so nice. And their prices are decent. I'm not even going to lie. There's people out here that be charging crazy money for crystal jewelry. And they're very reasonable. And their shit be changing. Like, yo, homegirl made some freaking like garnet crystal for me. I'm like, girl, I was having visions in my dreams. Like, she put her energy and love into that, and you can feel it. So if you're going to be buying copper jewelry from people, make sure that their energy is right. Because remember, crystals store energy. They store information. So that's why they always say you should supposed to clean your crystals before you put them on you, because you can be holding on to somebody else's negative energy. Cleanse your crystals. Put them in the sunlight, charge them up, you feel me? Also sleep with them so that they can get accustomed to you and your energy. But anyway, their name is Comedic Decor. They're also on my Instagram. I know I shout them out a few times because I love their work. So yeah, check out Comedic Decor. Really nice people. They be downtown Brooklyn, Fulton Street. And they also ship online. So, but yeah. Yeah, Jordan Stott. Yes, those are the ones I bought my Moldavite earrings from. Moldavite, honey, powerful. Moldavite will change your life. Real talk. Let's get into cosmic consciousness. We already talked about financial collapse, the collapsing of the banks. We talked about the crystals and the power that they hold and why you need to invest in them, right? And now we're going to talk about cosmic consciousness really briefly. So when we talk about cosmic consciousness, let's break it down. What is consciousness? Consciousness is to be aware. Consciousness is to know something, right? To be conscious is to... sometimes one of the things I hate is that term, the conscious community, or I'm conscious, I'm woke. I'm like, okay, you know, there's different levels to consciousness. Just because you're conscious doesn't mean that you're better than the next person. Okay, you might be conscious about crystals. Somebody else might be more conscious about, I don't know, electricity. They might be an electrician. They may know more things about how electricity works, how to hook up electricity, how wires work. You may not know that. So they're more conscious in that particular area than you are. But you may be more conscious in crystals than they are. Does that make you better than them? Does that make them better than you? No. There's different levels to consciousness. Now, when we say of consciousness, it means the more conscious you are, it means the more aware you are. What is cosmic? right? When I say cosmic consciousness is when you no longer are just in this geocentric mindset, meaning like humans tend to sometimes be very selfish, self-centered. They only think about themselves, right? When we're children, sometimes we can be very selfish and we only think about us. That's why our parents teach us how to share, how to be empathic, how to be caring towards our other peers and stuff like that, right? So when we are tapping into ego, of course, we always have to think about ourselves, because if we're always selfless, it could be very harmful to our health, right? Empaths, right? Introverts, right? Healers. A lot of us tend to be very selfless, and then we feel that at our own detriment. Look at this freaking fruit fly again. So sometimes it could be at our own detriment. So what we have to learn is it's okay to be selfish, but not to the extreme. Right? One of the things we have to realize is cosmic consciousness is when you expand your mind outside of just this physical body, outside of just the earth itself, but now you're tapping into other beings that are beyond this realm. You're talking about cosmic beings, like primordial beings. You're tapping into primordial power, source energy. Now, one of the things that I will say is that, yes, there are spirit guides. Yes, there are elemental spirits that can help you. Yes, there are archangels and spiritual entities in this realm that are helpful, and also some that are harmful. There are tricksters, and then there are also those who come to help. Now, if you are tapping into this and you're new to this, I will say first what you want to do is establish a connection to your higher self. Right? In Haitian voodoo in Haiti, they call it the T-bone ange, right? They call it the T-bone ange. And then and I believe in Ifa they call it your ori, your head, right? This is your guiding spirit. This is your higher self. This is the spirit. You are just, I want you to understand that you are just a avatar. Earth is a video game. It's a platform. You are the character that you designed. You know, this is the avatar. This is Conjure Queen. This is my avatar. This is the avatar that I chose. The family that I chose. The career and lifestyle that I chose before I came into this physical incarnation, right? However, there is a being that predates this physical vessel. That is my higher self. I am only a microcosm of the macrocosm. So understand this, that whenever you find yourself struggling with these human things, you have to realize like, whoa. Let me back up. This is a video game. This is not even real right now. Let me tap into my higher self and figure out what the fuck is going on. Why am I going through this right now? Why am I experiencing this right now? Why is this person coming into my life right now? What do they come to teach me? What lesson am I supposed to receive from this? When we stop for a moment and stop blaming other people for our circumstances and stop blaming society for our circumstances. Yes, society, this world is designed to be difficult. If life is a video game, you chose Earth. Earth is like the ultimate hardest level that you can go into. Meaning that you came here because you are a pro at this shit. You like, yo, I want a real challenge, man. You know what? Let me go to Earth. Level difficulty 1,000. I could do this shit. You chose to come here because you were able to come here. What they say, God don't give you things you can't handle, right? Spirit don't give you challenges you ain't ready for. You chose to come here. Even I know a lot of us be like, yo, why did I come here, son? Why did I come back to Earth? This ghetto ass planet. Why? Why did you come here? Because you wanted to raise the consciousness. Maybe you seen some people here. Maybe it could have been offsprings. Maybe it could have been, I don't know, returning ancestors. A lot of us are returning ancestors. And we're like, you know what? We don't like how things are going down here on Earth. We want to tap into this cosmic consciousness, higher consciousness. These beings, a lot of people in this chat room right now are intergalactic channelers. Don't get me wrong, there's different levels to channeling, just like there's different levels to consciousness. There's some people who are really good with channeling the dead, right? Disembodied spirits. But then there's some people that channel cosmic extraterrestrial beings. higher cosmic beings. Now, not everybody can tap into these higher beings. It doesn't mean that, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough. It just means that you have to raise your vibration a bit more, because these higher cosmic beings don't like fucking with everybody. They don't waste their time with everybody. They're very selective with who they choose. This is why they say 90% of the population is quote unquote sleeping. They still under this matrix, this spell. And then there's a small percent of us, it's probably less than 10%, that woke up for a reason. You always knew that something wasn't right about this system. Something just didn't feel right to you. Like, yo, there gotta be more to life than just going to school, going to work, being in debt, and doing this mundane stuff. I want to know what's out there. And so you went down that rabbit hole, you took the red pill, and here you are watching this video. There is no coincidences in the universe. You are raising your cosmic energy, your cosmic consciousness, so that you can be on the same wavelength of these super intelligent beings, these super conscious beings, so that way you can receive the channel. Right? If you are an antenna, and you're supposed to receive this information, you have to raise your vibration so that way you can be on the same wavelength as them. That's why some of you in here, your vibration is so high that low vibrational frequencies can't even fuck with you. Yes, weapons are going to form against you, but they will not prosper against you. Why is that? Because you raised your vibration. You ever notice how in a day you might wake up in a bad mood? And they say how you start your day off usually is going to be the tone of the day. That's why it's very important that in the morning when you wake up, you set your intentions. What do you want that day to be? What type of mindset do you want to be in? This is why it's good to meditate in the morning. This is why it's good to deep breathe. This is why it's good to go for long walks to get that fresh oxygen from the trees. The trees emit this mist, right? Magical power that makes you feel like, oh, I could take on the world, right? So it's really important that you set the tone for the day, because if you start your day off bad, you ever notice that it'd be like a chain reaction? You wake up, you stub your toe at the edge of the bed, you're like, fuck, oh my God, fucking up. Now you're running late. Now you're trying to run to work. And then, I don't know, something may happen. You might step in pool, or like, I don't know, you might dirty your new dress going to work. Now you got a stain. Then you late, you realize like it's like a ripple effect. I know I'm being dramatic, but like sometimes like the tone that you set, it will literally create a bad day. If you're starting off bad things will happen. Why is that? Because you already have that energy and negativity around you. Right? That energy of like anger, depression, anxiety around you. So now you're going to bring more of that energy into your world. You might attract somebody else who's having a bad day. Now, both of y'all, somebody might bump you, especially in New York City. I know what I'm talking about. People start bumping you on the train, and everybody's grumpy in the morning. And so now you're ready to fight. You feel me? First thing in the morning, you didn't eat yet because you had to rush to work. You didn't have time for breakfast. So it's like a ripple effect. Now you're fighting with somebody on the train who's also having a bad day. So in order to prevent that, we have to make sure that we are in a positive mindset, that we set our intentions, and that we raise our vibrations. So let's say if we do run into that annoying or angry person on the train while we're on our way to work, or we on our way to our business, or whatever we about to do, that person's not even going to affect us, because 9 times out of 10, they won't even say nothing to us. Perfect example, I was in a department store the other day. And it was like this couple, I think they were stealing. And so the lady was like, excuse me, did you just steal that? Like, they were so obvious with it. They literally just put it in a bag, and then they showed, like, the lady could see it hanging out the girl's purse, like she was stealing something. So the cashier was like, excuse me, I need to see that. So the lady and the man was like, miss, we didn't steal that. We got that from somewhere else. And it's so obvious. I'm like, are you serious right now? So I'm just observing, right? I got my energy field protected. I'm just observing. I'm an observer, right? And so next thing you know, the guy just starts wilding on everybody. He starts wilding on the 2 cashiers behind. He starts wilding at the customer behind him. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, this energy is not going to come anywhere near me. I kid you not. This guy was bugging out. I don't know if he was on drugs or what it was, or if he was trying to create a charade so that way they could get out the store so they wouldn't call the cops. But he was calling the cashier all types of bitches and names. And I'm just sitting there like, yo, this is wild. So I was like, I know this dude is not going to try to come at me crazy. And you best to believe, when you have that spiritual confidence in yourself, and you know you see your guides around you, and you got your aura, like I always tell you guys, Tighten up your aura, have that golden aura around you to protect your energy from stuff like that. Yes, negativity will happen around you, but it will not come near you. What is that? Psalm 91? Right? So God wilded out on everybody, and then he just looked at me, looked past me, and he just started wilding out on the lady behind me. I'm like, yeah, this guy's tripping. But then that also helps you realize that people can't fuck with you when your vibration is high. You got to keep your vibration high and don't get sucked into that energy. Like, you might see a fight breaking out. You be like, oh, what's going on? Oh, I want to be nosy. Let me go see. But as soon as you do that, you're inviting that energy into your space. So you got to be unbothered by it. You just be observing. I'm observing because I know, if this guy starts shooting and wilding out, I'm about to make my exit stage left. I know that. You feel me? So that's why I'm just observing and looking at him like, this guy is an idiot, making a fool of himself. And then once he walked out the store, I just continued to purchase my stuff like nothing happened. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Craziness will happen around you. Just like chaos is happening around you. This is why a lot of the times you will notice that when you are tapped into this energy, when you're raising your vibration, when you in tune with this energy, and let's say chaos is the chaotic tornado comes and swarms and it fucks up everybody's home, and then yours is still standing. They be like, yo, how is this house, the only house on the block, still standing? And this hurricane came by and just knocked everybody else's shit down. How is that? Luck? I don't really believe in luck. I believe in the law of cause and effect. You feel me? Nothing happens by chance. That's why some people tend to be more, they say, lucky than others. It's not luck. You invested in your consciousness. When you invest in your cosmic consciousness, then you will see the rewards of it. Check out my previous video that talks about the rewards of consciousness. There's tons of rewards with this. It's not just to have an ego and bragging rights to say, aha, I know more than you. I'm more conscious than you. You ain't conscious. You don't know this. You don't know that. And G-checking your consciousness. Like, oh, you conscious, huh? So then tell me what this is. Tell me about that. Tell me about this. That's not what this is about. You don't have to look a certain way. Spirit did not ask for actors. Okay? And that's another reason why a lot of people need to stop being disrespectful to people you don't know, because you don't know who they are on the spiritual realm. You don't know their ranks. Okay? There's people out here that are freaking on God level out here in the spiritual realm. And you fuck with them, you're going to see your whole life going to go to shit. Just because it's a homeless man on the street, don't think little of him. That man might be a king in the spiritual realm. And I'm serious right now. So that's why it's very important that you respect people. My grandmother always told me, you respect everybody. You treat people with kindness. Don't judge people for what they got or how they look. You judge people by their heart and their character. Okay? Real talk. So expanding your consciousness basically means to break the fourth wall. So if this is a video game, then you're the video game character that realizes, oh shit, I'm in a video game. And now you're looking through the screen at the player, which is really your higher self. Your higher self is holding the controller in your hand. And you're watching your microcosmic self or your avatar go through these life experiences so that way you can level up in spirit and consciousness. So once we start to look at life like a video game, shout out to all my gamers out there. I'm a huge gamer, you feel me? If you got a PlayStation, add my PSN. It's BlerdGyal, B-L-E-R, but BLERDGYAL. Yeah. So anyway, I had to throw that in there. Yep, I'm a big gamer, so that's why I use the analogies that I understand in order to break it down for those who probably also could grab this information. You feel me? So you are a video game character, or not, or you can even be an actor or a character in a cartoon, or a character in a movie or something. And it's like when you break the fourth wall and you realize like, oh shit, like I'm behind the screen, like this is not even real. What the fuck? Like that's when the video game character, that's when you're able to hack the system. You can only break a prison once you realize that you're in one. I'll repeat that again. You can only break out of a prison once you realize you are in one. So many people don't realize that this is a matrix. This is a video game. This is a simulated reality. This is not real. This is designed to help you to better yourself. Yes, there are enemies. Really, the enemy is within you, but remember, we project out what's going on within us so that way we can work things out. That's what this physical realm is about. It's about, our higher self projecting our insecurities, our faults, our traumas, whether it's ancestral or directly, so that we can work through it. That's why a lot of the times, if you ever notice that, let's say if you have a pattern in relationships, you have a pattern in relationships. Let's say you tend to attract narcissists, and then you get mad and you be like, yo, why do I keep attracting the same person, but just a different face? Same man, different face. Same woman, different face. Why? Patterns. Then you start analyzing, wait a minute. My mother attracted the same type of dude. My grandmother attracted the same type of dude. My aunts attracted the same type of dude. Like, what the frick is going on? So now that's when you start realizing a pattern. Even when it comes to men, there's certain men that might go through certain traumas in their life where they start realizing that their dad probably was a certain way. Their granddad was a certain way. Their great-granddad was a certain way. Their uncles was a certain way. So now they're also projecting that, because remember, you also chose that particular bloodline to go through, and you're inheriting their also genetic traumas as well. So in order for us to break that, a lot of us are generational curse breakers. We come here to do the dirty work. Yes, I know it's a lot. It's a lot, but you can handle it. You chose to come here. You're well equipped. You have all of the resources. You are more than enough, and you are powerful enough. You are more powerful than you even know. That is a download that Spirit wants me to give you. I don't know who needs that, but you are more powerful than you know. Stop limiting yourself. Stop squeezing yourself into this little box when your spirit is so big. Some of you guys are trying to live mediocre lives when you have such a big spirit, and that's why things are not working out for you, because you are trying to be so small when you are meant to be big. You are meant to be bigger than life, larger than life. Stop making yourself small to make other people comfortable. It's time that we stop doing that. I've been there, done that. I'm not doing that no more. If you know that you're powerful, you know that you're talented, you know you got gifts, you know that you're special, you know who you are, you know your power. Emanate that. Be that. Stop limiting who you are. Stop shrinking yourself. Starting today, we are no longer shrinking ourselves. Starting today, we are going to be unapologetically ourselves. Starting today, we are tapping into cosmic consciousness. Starting today, we fear nothing. There's nothing to fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Okay? That's what it is. So it's really time for us to tap into our true selves, tap into your higher self, okay? What you want to call it, God, the Lord, Spirit. It's your higher cosmic being. It's who you really are. And that's what we talk about. When I say you are God's, I'm talking about you are the generator, operator, and destroyer of your reality. You create this, okay? It's time that we tap into this cosmic consciousness, guys. It's time that we break the fourth wall. It's time that we analyze and realize that this is a matrix. And once you realize that you are an avatar and you are in a matrix, and this is a video game and this is simulated reality, then you are able to hack the system. Right? We can't fix a problem until you know that there is a problem. That's the first thing, is acknowledging that there is an issue, acknowledging that, wait a minute, this is a false reality, acknowledging that you are an infinite being, acknowledging that you are the creator of your universe, acknowledging that you attract everybody into your life. If these narcissists and people came into your life, you welcome them in because you needed that experience. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up because you wish you would have known better. It's okay. At that time, you needed that. You needed that experience to make you better. That doesn't make you stupid, doesn't make you naive, doesn't make you dumb. Okay, maybe yes, you kept going back and kept repeating that lesson, but guess what? Some of us need to repeat lessons a few times before we finally get it. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that's stubborn. I'm like, no, man, like, look, I don't know, like, it's going to be different next time. I know it's going to be different. Meanwhile, I'm doing the same dumb stuff, getting the same dumb results, right? So you got to, if you want things different, Like I said, this is the Aries New Moon. If you want to attract a new, different lifestyle, a new healthy partner, a new job, a new business experience, new experiences, new blessings, you tired of the old. Remember, we leaving all of that stuff last year, in the previous year. Winter, we like, all right, we shedding our skin. We're springing forward in spring. Aries is giving us that fire and that drive to get things popping, to get that business started, to get our new selves. All right, this is the new and improved us. Every day when we rise up, we're a new person, right? So I want you to take that energy, utilize this Aries New Moon, tap into this video, get these downloads, invest in the new cryptocurrency. I want you to invest in your cosmic consciousness. I want you to invest in these crystals. Tap into the information in these crystals and prepare yourself and your future generation for the new era that's coming, because it's already here. And we are the pioneers. Now listen, there's few pioneers. Those are the ones who do the dirty work so that the rest of the future generation can reap the benefits and the rewards. And don't get it twisted. Within our lifetime, within our life period, we're going to be able to see it. So that's the beauty of it all. This is a beautiful time to be alive. So don't take advantage of it. Tap into your inner power. Tap into your biological computer. Tap into the spiritual technology and be the best version of yourself. Period. You feel me? Shout out to the family in the building. Thank you so much for the downloads, family. I love you guys so much. We went over once again. I swear, like, I be trying not to go over, but it's been over an hour. And I love everybody who's been engaging in the chat room. Shout out to the Divine Royalty members. Shout out to the new members. Shout out to everybody who donated and hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate you. Oh, before I go, I wanted to say, some people asked me before, like, yo, how do I tap into higher consciousness? How do I raise my vibration? How do I activate my DNA? Besides the information that I already gave in the video, I would say that there are spiritual elixirs that you want to imbibe and take in that help to activate. There's atomic ormus, right? Liquid gold. There's atomic ormus. There's colloidal silver is also great. Colloidal silver. There's liquid chlorophyll. there's tools out here to help you raise your vibration. Okay? Help purify the blood. Help activate your DNA. Being in sunlight, okay? And also taking vitamin D3. Guys, take vitamin D3. I added these to my link. Matter of fact, go on my website, iamconsciousqueen.com, and all of these resources that I talk about is there. Okay? All of it's there. So yeah, check out the links in my description. Cryptocurrency, get $10 free once you click the link, so you got something to invest in. Like I said, if you really want to start seeing your crypto grow, I would advise at least put it in 100. Put in 100. If you don't see it growing, if you start feeling like you know it, and give it time, give it at least a month. Not even, for me, it started growing like in days. So just give it some time to grow. You're going to see your money growing, and then you're going to be like, all right, this shit is real. But educate yourself. Always educate yourself. But yeah, at least put 100 to start seeing your money grow. The more you invest, the more results you see. Real talk, guys. But we out here, spirituality is not just about meditating and burning sage with crystals. No, spirituality is also about thriving on all realms. I don't want you out here being conscious and smart and intelligent and knowing all of this information, but you out here struggling, and your kids is out here struggling, and you're not out here thriving. No, we have to thrive. No, we're not getting stuck into materialism, but you want to have that healthy boundary, that healthy balance. You don't want to be stuck in materialism and forget your spiritual powers, and you don't want to just be tapping into spiritual powers and forget that you're living in a physical vessel. So you're in a physical vessel, having this physical experience. So you want to enjoy it while you're here, right? If this is going to be your last go round coming to Earth or coming to 3D, then you might as well just enjoy it, live luxuriously, stack your paper, invest in your money, get your paper up, travel the world, eat the best of the foods, live the lavish life, honey. You deserve it. Don't let these people out here tell you, oh, you're spiritual, you're not supposed to be having money. Oh, you're spiritual, you're not supposed to be enjoying yourself. You're supposed to be suffering and being poor and eating dirt. No, you're supposed to be thriving out here, because your wealth, spiritual wealth, is when you're out here thriving and you're doing good for yourself. That's why, if you're wondering, you ask your higher self to give you clarity, so that way you know where you need to go Say, Spirit, give me clarity. Give me the means to provide so I could be able to provide for myself and my loved ones. If I am meant to do this work, then Spirit, these are my terms and conditions. I talked about that in my last video. Having terms and conditions. Spirit, if you want me to do this work, if you want me to help heal people, if you want me to tap into this cosmic consciousness and help the world wake up, these are my terms and conditions. I'm going to need you to help look after me, provide after me, make sure all my needs are taken care of so that way I'm able to do this work. Because it's hard to tap into this when you're struggling, when you're not eating, when you weren't wondering how you're going to keep a roof over your head. How are you going to tap into this consciousness? You have to walk by faith, not by sight, and know that you're going to be taken care of. You have to have that confidence in yourself. But anyway, like I keep saying, I know I keep going on. I could go on and on and on and on and on. But check out the spiritual elixirs, guys. It's on my website, and my Amazon link. And the books, the recommendation, the links in the description. But shout out to everybody. I love you guys. I need to get ready for this new moon ritual I'm about to do. So yeah. Happy Aries New Moon, family. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for the donation. Shout out to the new members. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the love. And until next time, Conscious Queen signing out. Peace.